What in the world is an FDD? My name is Frank Berger, founder and CEO of You've Got Maids, America's finest maid service, and I want to talk to you about the franchise disclosure document. Oh my God, is this a long thing? It has to be long. The Securities and Exchange Commission created this thing, but it's a great thing. It's a great thing for you. Back in the 60s and 70s and before that, there was nobody was controlling this. Franchisors were free to do whatever they want, and there were a couple that were not too honest, and people relied on this, and people got hurt. The Securities and Exchange Commission stepped in, and they created the FDD and laws for us to follow. It's great for you, the consumer. I think it's great for me, the franchisor, because I think it improves everything. It's a long document. It's usually about 130 pages. If you have a hard time sleeping, read this right before you want to go to sleep. You're going to be sleeping. So I'm going to give you my best advice to how to get through this as painless as possible. Now, if you just don't trust yourself to read a contract, get a franchise attorney. Get the expert, not just a regular attorney. Get a franchise attorney. It'll be well worth it, I promise you. But if it was me, what I would do is I'd just read it. And I would start with the franchise agreement. That's usually Exhibit C, and that's the only part that you're actually going to sign. The franchise agreement controls the relationship between the franchisor and the franchisee. We both make promises to each other that we can hold each other to, and that's a very good thing. So you want to read that first. It's normally about a 30-page document. The language on it is very simple, and actually it's the only one that really matters. Everything else in the FDD refers to the franchise agreement. So if you have a question about something in the franchise agreement, you can refer back to the FDD. Also, whoever you're working with here at You've Got Maids, ask them the questions. When you have the questions, ask the questions. They're usually, to you it may seem, because it's new for you, it may seem really difficult, but we've heard them all before. This is not our first trip to the rodeo. We'll do our best to answer your questions. Now, so start with the franchise agreement. It's a pretty easy read. It's very simple. And then I would go to item 19. Now, I don't like item 19. I don't like it at all because some franchisors that I've seen have put some misleading information there. They'll make this incredibly difficult fact pattern. If all these conditions exist, these are the results that we've seen, right? So I don't think that's all that great. If I could, I would leave it blank. Enough about that. Just be wary when you're comparing item 19s. It's not always what you think it is. And then I would go to items 6 and 7. These are the most important. After the franchise agreement, these are the most important passages. Items 6 and 7 are about the cost to start up your business, which actually only matters if you're buying a new business. If you're buying an existing business, you don't have any startup costs. It's built into whatever you're paying for the business. And the other one is about the ongoing costs. What's the average rent? What's the average insurance? And then you could actually build a pro forma with very little work by calling different companies in your area, learning how much the average clean would be. Say you live in a 3,000 square foot house and you called one of the major competitors, franchise competitors, and they told you, oh, it's going to be, I'm just making up a number here, $150 to $180 a week to get your house cleaned. Then you could use that. If all the other competitors are charging about the same, then you have an idea, and then you can say, okay, well, how many of those do I need to sign up every single week? Like if I sign up 5 and I don't lose anybody, how many of those do I have to do before? How long is it? How many weeks until I'm breaking even? Until I'm making X dollars of profit? That's my best advice to you on the franchise agreement, which is hidden inside the FDD. Wish you the best of luck. If you're looking at one of our franchises, we expect to have questions from you. Just ask them. Put them down on paper, email them over to us. We'll take care of you. Can't wait to meet you at franchise training. Again, my name is Frank.